one of the local. No, he's actually not one of the locals. If I recall correctly, he's actually from Monterrey, right? He's actually from Monterrey, and we actually see him against against IQ. This is the losers bracket, so this is going to be Pollitopio against Quintero. IQ himself presenting so all the way from Guadalajara against Pollitopio, which is a Bowser, the best Bowser in Mexico.
For sure, 100% Pollitopio being an absolute threat every single time you see him. By the way, if this is your first time getting to know Pollitopio, you will always remember his name. He is the master of las cochinas, the nasty ones, the stinky ones. He will absolutely steal your stocks in the most disgusting and disingenuous way possible. Just sit tight and you might be in for an absolute treat.
Yep, and you gotta be ever so aware of the fact that Pollitopio doesn't let Bowser's weight or Bowser's just overall boxing, what's it called, punching bag physique get to him, and he actually plays that a little bit towards the advantage, right? Getting a little bit of rage and things like that. We're not gonna see the up throw quite yet. Bowser actually dies off of that quite in a higher percent. Yep, not quite yet. This is exactly what I was talking about. You see the charge shot once again. This is what we were talking about. We started off with Siski, and now we have Quintero. And the fact that, you know, these players, they know exactly how they have to play their characters, and more so in a bit of a menacing manner. 180%, that's going to be it.
We got our own bola at home, basically, and it is Quintero. He's trying to show his skill, but Pollitopio, once again, now watch out, because as soon as he's over kill percent, this Bowser specifically will try to sneak an early kill, a nasty kill. This is the perfect moment, and Quintero knows this, so he needs to be extremely careful on the ledge. Almost getting a ground pound. Up throw is finally going to do it. Not a lot of damage, 42%. It's still completely survivable, and he could bring it back in just a couple of strings. Low percent combos are something that Samus thrives of, especially after he gets these nice follow-up techs.
And man, we saw right there, ooh, he tried to go in for that forward smash. Not quite gonna connect it, but still a menace in the making. Especially because we see the way that Quintero plays out. He tends to stall a little bit out, but however, he is very aggressive whenever he has to. So we see the aerial drift that Samus has, which is very good as well, is actually allowing him to weave in and out of the attack zone that Bowser generally likes to have, which is essentially forward and it's just basically all aggressive moon in front of him, right? So that's exactly what he likes. That's exactly what he tends to go for, and that's what Quintero is actually weaving in and out of. So at this point, we're seeing how Pollito is actually struggling a little bit to complete the hits that he needs in order to take the stocks, but it's actually Pollito playing very cautiously within the ledge. That hurts because Samus that's basically her home turf, both Samus and Ridley, so I think it's a Metroid thing.
Yeah, great stuff here from Quintero, doing a phenomenal display of skill. Look at him extend this much, going for a low charge shot, knowing that it could have been great to give Pollitopio as he tries to recover with Bowser. Insane skill, insane aggression here from Quintero. Gets some morph bombs as well. Unbelievable there, that charge shot. That shield is quite hurt, to be honest, and even though he's trying to close the gap between them, he's not being able to. The zoning from Quintero has been flawless, Leo.
I mean, I thought that maybe he was going to go for an up throw or something like that. Not quite going to be this situation now. He's grabbing the ledge. Bowser with one of the better ledge grab options. Overall, ledge stance right there, but he does eat the bola at home right there. He took, he understood a little bit about DSS and what he has to do, and just simply took it by storm in a bit of a, I wouldn't say like a slow, but a bit of a more calculated, meticulous way, right?
I agree.
Exacto, like meticuloso, detallado, not letting anything go to chance, not letting anything out of his hands, right?
Controlling.
And even though Pollitopio is really, really a really big wild card, because sometimes we see like cochinas, like the dirty with the stanky kills.
The stanky ones.
Yeah, but even though he didn't let that get to him, he didn't let any of that happen. So he was basically in control of the match the entire time.
Yep, Pollitopio remains with Bowser. That hasn't changed. So maybe something in this playstyle, something in this stage is bound to change. Something is bound to play differently. Otherwise, Quintero will keep running away. This downer is going to cost Pollitopio quite a lot. And another opportunity for the edge guard gets grabbed into the forward air. Careful here, because we know that Quintero loves finding you off stage. Unfortunately, it is Pollito Pio who manages to get that reversal, and even though he gets some trades, they're just not enough. They don't constitute enough pressure to scare Quintero into slowing down his aggression.
Right, so Pollito doesn't allow you to get credit for the deal. Now we go in right here for the kill, and this is what I was talking about. Really, Quintero isn't allowing Pollito Pio to get any sort of extra credit whenever he gets it, but that's the thing. Quintero, the fact that he gets those early kills starts to prey on the desperation, on that struggle to regain that lead that Pollito has, and he's basically baiting him into these situations that he is able to capitalize off so well.
Yeah, now watch out here, because Pollito Pio, when he has you against the ledge, you know that you're in danger. He's gonna try to fish for the back airs, gets a full flamethrower to the face, goes through the shield as well. Now careful here, Pollito has a good opportunity here to get the stock, but Quintero has no pressure, gets the bomb, the dive, not enough to take the stock just yet, and the platform as it vanishes. Pollito gets another opportunity to get the 2-frame, not gonna be the case just yet. Quintero, once again, narrowly escaping, barely touching.
He could have lived that, but you know, just a bit of a problem right there that he noticed. Maybe he thought he was already dead or something like that. But of course, it is still Quintero, the one who is in the lead. So we see Pollito, whenever Pollito flies down, like, he doesn't have many options, right? Whenever Pollito is in the air, he doesn't have many options, so he tends to go down with a bit of an aggressive one, which is something that Quintero has been able to capitalize time and time again. The thing is, Pollito doesn't have any options like that, so at this point, it's just basically waiting for Quintero to mess up his punishes, which is not happening, bro.
It's something that we don't get to see too often either. Pollo being usually the one who gets insane conversions, insane amounts of pressure, but right now it's not the case. Of course, Quintero doing a phenomenal job at abusing what Samus does best, which is boxing out your opponent, zoning him out, knowing that as soon as Bowser tries to go in, he's ready with some option that will allow Quintero to just walk away scot-free and not even get close enough and still be a very, very menacing presence in the stage.
And you see, wow, just calling out that tech right there, 121%, still not enough to be able to kill Bowser. Very, very heavy. You're going to see the back throw, placing him again into a situation where he feels very uncomfortable. And you see the thing is, Pollito doesn't allow Quintero to position himself like in the way that he wants to, so he can't get those punishes optimally on the ledge. So he's going in for like these really quick reactions, these really quick ledge options, like right there. Once again, he rolled, taking advantage of the fact that Quintero was in position, able to get that back air, 181%, doable for sure, bro.
See,
heavy? No way.
Unfortunate, bro. we tried Pollito Pio there, eating a whole charge shot to the face. Unfortunate for the competitor for the northeastern corner of Mexico, specifically Monterrey, Nuevo León, even more specifically Suazua. Monterrey, or Nuevo León. It is really hard to see him this way because we're used to see him perform incredible stuff, but right now he's getting stuffed up by Quintero, stuffed out by Quintero, and this is something that a lot of people within the Mexican community have been speaking about. The level up that Guadalajara has been having in the shadows.
Not even in the shadows, bro. Like, it's super evident whenever a region starts to slowly but surely level up. And it's not only because they've always been a region that has a lot of tournaments, but it's more so that whenever they started to fall behind in other regions because they weren't as many tournaments. Now that we have Nami, shout out to Sebas, te amo Sebas. Now that they're back again, yeah, you should have been here, Miko. You should have been here.
Se le quiere al Sebas.
That's exactly what they needed. That's why they're starting to regain that level, because we already have menaces like Lalo, the Pikachu, right? We also have Whiskey, who actually won a tournament. Yeah, and you know, it's all those type of these players that simply weren't able to continue the grind as consistently as they wanted to, and that's obviously what's going in right here, especially Quintero. Like, look at this right now. The gameplay that he has, this is the level that Guadalajara generally has overall. This is a very, very meticulous playstyle that is ever so normalized. I think Guadalajara go for the up throw, not quite going to be enough, but still, aggressive whenever it needs to be and fades back whenever not necessary.
All right, watch out though, because Pollito with rage can be an absolute threat. He tries to go for something there on the ledge. Unfortunately, he finds himself off stage once again. Full rage on Pollitopio, still surviving over 200, but that backer is going to be enough. Ya sé que Suazua no es Monterrey, es un municipio aledaño, pero gracias Sekiro por la corrección. We appreciate it. Now careful here, because you know that Quintero's still feeling quite comfortable in his first stock, not quite as hurt as you would expect from Pollitopio. No shield break there, no ground pound from the king of the Koopas, but just the pressure that Quintero's putting out with his Samus is absolutely devastating for this Bowser.
You know, it's very difficult whenever you're up against a Samus that knows how to ledge trap so well, like Quintero is doing it so right here. The thing is, Pollitopio has actually had that counter on point, right? Just immediately going in for these very quick options, avoiding Quintero from being able to position himself. But the moment that he does, of course, that does give Pollitopio a very, very difficult time. However, as we're seeing right here, he's slowly but surely starting to gain up on the advantage that Quintero had. Can't let go of that shield, yep, but you can only avoid a little bit of damage, 68% over here on Quintero. Pollitopio with the up B, the option select to cover various options. But right here, ooh, that backer could have been deadly. Retaliates with his own, and
that's going to cost him.
Onto the ledge. That's going to cost him so much, bro.
See, definitely Pollito here, almost getting shot to the face with a charge shot. Careful here, because both of them are in very perilous situation. It is Quintero who currently holds that stage control, goes for the charge shot. He does connect it, but not quite enough to get the stock. Careful, beautiful morph bomb to make sure that Pollito falls in range of that back air. No, that forward air, sorry, to make sure that the stock is taken. Pollito's not too far behind. The only issue, once again, is that Quintero keeps on following through every single combo, every single extension, meets Pollito without flaw.
That's a bit of a problem right here, because Pollito finally able to get that forward air. It could be
even now.
Yeah, it is even. Heavyweights start to play whenever their numbers start getting red. So of course, that's obviously what Pollito's playing for. That spacing that he's using is phenomenal as well. Slowly but surely tying things up with those options. Great get up attack in order to avoid the flamethrower. Okay, goes in for the down throw, pushes him off stage. Could be okay. That's exactly what Quintero needed to simply just get back onto the stage. Be careful with the platform. This is what Bowser wants. He wants you to simply get into a pancake position on that platform. Careful with the approaches. Quintero is letting this get out of his control.
Oh, careful here. Forward air could have been devastating. Another forward air, but this time for Bowser to send this Samus off stage. No two-frame. That's something that we've seen a lot. Screw attack to send Pollito once again. Charge shot is almost, if not ready. This is going to be it. The plank is enough. Pollitopio has one more shot. He was so close to missing out on this set, but fortunately for him, fortunately for Nuevo León, he has another Montenivel. There you go. He has yet another opportunity, and let's see if the adaptation comes to play in this game number 4.
Man, that was a very tight set, especially because Pollito was essentially losing throughout all of it. He was essentially losing throughout all of it, but then he could hear...
He stepped down. Yeah. He stepped back a little bit, and that's why he was able to punish Quintero quite a lot.
Yeah, like sometimes you just got to step back and simply analyze the way that you're playing and saying, okay, why isn't my game plan working? If it's not working because I'm being aggressive, so maybe I just have to sit back a little bit. Instead of pushing my advantage constantly, pushing my disadvantage, maybe try to reset it to neutral and try to get another shot right here. And that's exactly what we saw right here coming from Pollitopio, which is the counter pick from Quintero to Kalos Pokemon League. I find this to be a little bit weird, but I guess I can see it because no platforms for the flying slam to be able to kill them off early on.
At this point, Pollito is going to try to go for the 2 frames once again. He knows that he can get the most out of him, and of course, maybe a back air could be a better tool to try to take early stocks, because to be honest, the up smashes weren't connecting from Bowser, so he still has a good opportunity here at Kalos. I understand why Quintero picked it, but still something that Pollito could take advantage of. The only requirement for that is going to be that he has to avoid the constant pressure that Quintero keeps putting out. The platform could be it. Yes. Bowser once again taking that first stock. Great opportunity for ooh, it's going to be a great point. Okay, I'm back here. That's enough, but the charge shot not being able to take the stock quite yet.
And this is like the instances, right? He simply goes up, tries to menace with the fact that his movement is there, and then force Quintero out. But the thing is, Quintero isn't eating it. Oh, no jump at all. But the tether was going to be very, very well positioned. No problem at all. Simply gets in with the neutral get up. The up B that actually hits him right there. The Whirling Fortress. Oof. And he goes in, gets the read, but oh!
No, ¿qué haces?
Abrazo, abrazo.
But he was gone already. But you know what? Okay, that's a
abrazo.
That's a hug, a partial cochina there from Pollitopio. I still believe the stock was gone there. He couldn't reach with his screw attack, but just like that, Pollito will make sure that the stock is taken. Now, he's looking really good so far. He seemed to have understood something that will allow him to bring us potentially to game number 5 to frame. No, he tries to go for the cheeky up air off stage. That could have been extremely interesting. Forward smash. That doesn't connect.
He reads
Pero vámonos. Qué buena lectura. Survive still, but not for long because Pollito's still all over your face, and he's going for the most aggressive options. Just like that, limiting Quintero's recovery options. And we got juego número 5.
We got a game number 5. This is something that we saw. Saludos al Zapata. This is something that we saw a long time coming. That second game that Quintero won wasn't as dominant as he wanted it to be. And then we saw Pollito get the adaptation almost immediately. But what are they calling for? What are they calling for? It's Quintero.
Quintero?
That's what they're chanting.
They're chanting Quintero, okay.
We hear the chat, we hear the crowd.
Resounding Quintero, which is something that, I mean, to me, it's surprising, right? Because Pollito is one of the most beloved competitors in the Mexican scene. So the fact that he's not getting as a loud crowd as Quintero is actually quite refreshing. I quite like it.
Well, I mean, yeah, like one's used to those type of crowds, right? The more the merrier, one would dare say. But in the end, that's what this is all about. And you know, this is within the center of Mexico, so it is easier to get here from Guadalajara than it is from Monterrey.
That's true.
So maybe not a lot of people came in from Monterrey.
That's
Should be the case as well. So of course we see everybody within the
chat.
So,
en el chat.
It's not fair. Like
Monterrey en el chat.
People scream out there, they scream in here. It's not the same ball.
Quiero ver el pollo. A ver si es cierto. I want to hear your chants for pollo as well, because Quintero has the whole crowd at the World Trade Center dominated right now. So far, it's looking great for the Samus. Early 55%, it could change in matters of seconds. Arriba al norte andan diciendo, así es.
Arriba,
justamente.
Arriba.
Justamente arriba al norte. Now watch out here, because Pollo has a very solid case for a lot of damage, and he's reading every single attempt of Quintero's landing. The only issue is, once again, those screw attacks are playing a phenomenal game at keeping Pollo very conscious of what happens out of shield.
Right. This is what I was mentioning, right? After the first instance that we saw, like Quintero tries to keep everything within his own grasp, but the moment that Pollito is able to get out of that flowchart type of option select that Quintero has, that's when he starts to make that damage happen. And of course, we see exactly that right here. Pollito really not submitting to everything that Quintero has to throw out, just simply staying out of that grab range. Barely able to punish it as well. Very good right here. Got the stays within the shield. We're going to see the forward throw once again, throw him out stage. But the thing is, Quintero, he wants to throw him off stage, but then he takes a little bit too long to get those setups.
This is barely grazing that upper blast zone, barely surviving once again. Gives him enough time to charge him once again. The Whirling Fortress to take a stock, absolutely unbelievable. Something that we don't get to see too often. Quintero still struggling to get that stock, and that is going to allow Pollitopio to get something started, at least 23%, but a charge shot to the face is going to be enough to take the stock back.
Okay, of course, once again we hear the chant right here from Quintero. It's going to be a bajillion damage. Oh my God! Okay, the thing is, Pollito is so good, bro, at calling out those side steps, those spot dodges, however you want to call it. He's so good at calling those out with that forward smash, and you know for a fact that forward smash hits like a truck on a very merry day. We go in right here, barely able to survive that hit. Not quite going to kill him though. That's going to allow him a little bit of more leeway to continue within the bout, at least at even terrain now.
Yeah, so far Quintero has been once again doing phenomenally with the charge shots, making sure to keep the distance to a maximum. Pollito trying to catch him, goes for the bomb, and just like that, gets the stock. Pollito Pio is one stock away from finishing this up with a reverse 3-0. But Quintero still has a case on his name. He's not too far behind, but the competitor from Nuevo Leon, the northeastern corner of Mexico, has something different.
Go
Gets a
shot.
spike. Y ahí están las cochinotas. He gets a spike. El Pollito Pio celebrates. El norte celebra once again. Y cuidado, no me lo abraces tan fuerte que me lo vas a romper, Pollito Pio. Con esos brazotes, you want to keep it chill with those hugs.
My man really shooting out here with in the venue with those guns, bro.
Míralo.
But I mean, at this point, he knew for a fact, and you can hear the chant, Pollo!
Oh.
You can hear it within the crowd. He has his own crowd, but it wasn't sounding as loud as he wanted it to because they saw Pollito struggle. Fortunately for him, with the reverse 3-0, a fan favorite of himself, and then just sees him all off that moment. Just great stuff that we saw coming from Pollito, which of course is going to be a very promising competitor because losers from Pollito is super good.
Definitely, you don't want to miss out on this competitor. I mean, we told you guys this competitor, Pollito Pio Bowser, is such an incredible opponent. A reverse 3-0, completely downloading his opponent. Not in a dominant fashion. It was last hit for both of them. They both had the same expectation, to win this set. But again, that sheer dominance, that sheer passion, and the aggression that Pollito Pio is always sporting. But once the set